White flash means we're live.
Woo-woo!
Holy mackerel, we're here on a Saturday. Or no, it's a Thursday.
Oh my goodness.
Thus, the title of Unemployable.
Yeah, because we don't need to know what day it is when you're unemployed.
Yeah, who cares? It all runs together. Well, hey, what's up?
What's up, buddy?
Oh, man, we're just hanging out. We're just doing stuff.
I love this.
Likewise. So thankfully, you're Ashley Gentry.
I am Ashley Gentry. Who are you?
I'm Rick Davis, and we are at Studio USA. And this is a new, no training wheels, live, just kind of make it up on the fly.
Well, that's where we do our best work.
Yes. Yeah. And so I actually got you here.
You did.
Mission accomplished, I'm done.
Yeah. Still not on time.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah. Which is why our title is
yes,
what it is.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And to that, I have a long history of being in like sales organizations where, now I'm not saying you're like the sales diva per se.
Okay.
But you bring... your milkshake brings a little something to the yard.
So I take privileges.
Well, let's put it this way: you would get more bandwidth and you would get more runway than somebody that was a net minus. Let's put it that way.
Understood.
Yeah.
And I really don't try to take advantage of it. Here's what happens though, and this is what I love. I've created an unemployable lifestyle around my entire family.
Yes.
And so my daughter's homeschooled. And, you know, my husband and I work together. My mom and I work together. So did my stepdad. And so we've kind of created this tribe of unemployed people. And so, like, my daughter will get up in the morning and she wants to hang out with her mom. And so we cuddle for a little bit and I eat breakfast and I go through my routine.
TikToks.
And then I go, maybe some TikToks. But I got to get geared up, right?
Yes.
To bring,
right.
to, like, do Salt Bay on the world for the day. And so sometimes.
That's exactly how I picture your days.
Yeah. Just a little bit of Ashley sprinkled right there.
Well, it's like right there. Okay. So like that is like so squishy and heartwarming. Like I can't really fault you for that.
No. And that's the thing. Those are the things I go, when your child sits there and wraps her leg around yours and it's like, Mom, just 5 more minutes. And, you know, I'm like, she's almost 12. And that's amazing.
That's going to go away.
Well, it is, but it's also one of those things where it's like, we lean into it. I love the fact that she gets to be a kid and I love the fact that I get to be her mom. But then when I go off into the world for the day, like I don't necessarily straddle both worlds real well.
Right.
So
you've gotten past the illusion or the concept or the just ridiculous tail chasing idea of work-life balance.
Yeah, there is none.
Right. Right. And so this plays out and that's why you're unemployable.
That's why I'm unemployable. Because when I want to be in my personal life, you know, I'm to hell with all of you.
Right.
Right.
In the nicest possible way.
In the nicest possible way. But then when I'm like, you know, going for the gold and I'm in beast business mode, it's hard to reel me back in.
Right. And right then, you know, especially like, okay, so you've had an eventful year. And so like in the middle of the cage fights that were going on.
Correct.
You know, okay, then you don't have time to watch TikToks with the daughter. So then, yeah. And so there's a trade-off there.
There is a trade-off.
And, you know, my entire morning is consumed with like hustle porn and just ridiculous stuff. And it's just like so cliche, like seasons. You have these seasons in your life that, you know, where like you're in the building season or the winter season or whatever.
Or maybe it's just a tsunami. There's just like...
Yes, maybe it's a never-ending shit sandwich. It's all you can eat.
Yeah.
And you got to be able to handle it. You got to be able to take it. And then sometimes, like you said, you just like, you know what? I've got this small human and everybody else that is your actual life.
Sure.
That you're going to want to carve out time for just because it has a shelf life. And I don't mean that in a negative. It just is reality.
I'm not going to be the mom that did all the PTA stuff. Well, I mean, it would be really weird since my mother homeschools her. So I'm like, hey, I'm the PTA board president. What's going on?
Actually,
right?
I'd pay cash money for that. Where it's like you have a PTA meeting in your kitchen.
Yeah, it's fine. But that's not me. I'm not the mom that's like doing all that kind of stuff.
Right.
But I know 10 years from now, she's going to remember that I made time with her and in our ways,
right,
you know, to do all that. So when somebody tries to steal that from me, that's why I'm on perpetual do not disturb.
I've got so many apps that like protect my email and my phone and everything.
Isn't that nice?
Oh my God, it's amazing. And so I see my little so while the hustle porn is playing over here, I have Unroll Me is the email thing.
Yeah, I have that.
I get that every morning and it gives me like the updates. So I just paid my Metrotext dues this morning.
Good job.
Well, because Unroll Me didn't notify. Oh, it's like, well, actually, okay, I'll tell the truth. So I'd seen the thing.
Let's tell what's the truth, Rick?
The truth is I'd seen it 3 or 4 times and then I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
And like, imagine that, a person with a real estate license who doesn't read their emails.
Oh, I mean, realtors don't read. RDR.
So I don't do transactions, but I adopt many of the realtor traits.
Sure.
One of them being,
good job.
We don't do our emails.
Yeah.
Now I do have 0 inbox. However, I achieve that by
oh gosh, I have
siphoning off.
I have 42,000 emails.
For real?
Oh yeah, like well, actually probably more. Like in my semi-junk email that wasn't my junk email.
There's some stuff that got filtered that is probably urgent.
Well, that's the part.
They'll call.
I know. God, it's so bad. I'm like, yeah, they got my number. But yeah. Anyways, so here we are.
Yes, here we are.
What prompted this new? And I love the unemployable on the back.
How about them apples? Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Right on. Okay. So what prompted this was one. Also in alignment with my hustle porn addiction and fascination is the idea of nobody knows who you are, advertise more. And so my targeted altruism towards you and doing a show, one, we kind of like have the same hive mind sort of imprint. So,
which is both amazing and scary at the same time.
Yeah, it is patently ridiculous and awesome all at once.
Yeah, I love it.
So there is that.
Okay.
And then while we have kind of ping-ponged and pinballed through different things, like not the least of which being the Real Producers Convention.
Of course.
Where there, we laughingly have talked about, I'm fixing to go do this presentation in like 30 minutes. I should probably work on the slides.
Oh, I know, and I hate that. And I hate when you go somewhere, you're like going to speak somewhere or something, and a week in advance, they're like, can we have your slides? Can you have my slides?
Can I have my slides?
Yeah, can I have my slides? Do you have my slides?
Yeah. Who has my slides?
Again, yeah. Don't give me a deadline, an artificial deadline.
Unemployable.
Yes, thank you.
And so, having done a bunch of stuff and with a bunch of stuff on the horizon where I've seen, participated, and encouraged,
yes, you
and
have.
even documented some of the things, so like Disrupt Her.
Disrupt Her.
Coming up on December 1st.
Yeah, we're super excited. So,
yes.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the same thing. I mean, I laugh, and I'm the, the gruff side of that. Unemployable is probably also Disrupt Her. I mean,
yes.
they can be interchangeable, and I think we hear those things, and it's like, I had somebody the other day, I said, I'm so unemployable. They said, no, you're not. And I said, no, somebody would love to employ me. That's just not going to maintain, like, that's not sustainable, right?
Yes.
But it was really cute. They're like, don't say that about yourself. I'm like, no, I wear it as a badge of honor, right? And I think if more people did the same, didn't necessarily care what others thought about, not because they don't want to do a good job,
right?
But that your opinion of me does not dictate what I truly am and what I do.
I do the same thing for my guys because, like, okay, every time we bring somebody onto the team, obviously they're all creative, and usually, when I say usually, I mean every single time, they get in their feelings about the creative stuff.
Oh, feelings. Oh.
Yeah, exactly.
My daughter, she's a creative, and she gets in her feelings. And anytime I use any type of AI or ChatGPT, she'll go and she'll find a meme that talks about how
dehumanizing.
Yes, that's like where her soul goes to die. I love it, though.
Yes. And so, as a result, my mantra with those guys is always, and gals, is nobody cares. And I mean, nobody cares, not from the sense of, just half-ass everything you do all the time because nobody cares.
Right.
I mean it from the sense of do your best, do it for you. Stop trying to impress everyone else, because that's this other thing in the creative world where it hit me, I don't know, probably like 4 or 5 years ago, where I had like this cadre of guys they were all empirically, just objectively better than me.
Sure.
At everything. But like they couldn't get out of their own way.
Yeah.
Couldn't finance a pack of gum. Couldn't do anything to actually like get a business started and then continue.
Sure.
And so it hit me one day like, oh, you guys make shit to impress each other. And it's like, that's how you stay just in this cul-de-sac of never going anywhere.
Yeah, the dog wagging the tail.
Right.
Or the tail wagging the dog. See, can't even get the freaking cliches right.
So the idea of nobody cares means just do the best that you can all the time and not get your feelings in it, because you're going to be disappointed. And,
always.
And every once in a while, there will be somebody, this is the other thing I would try to sort of instruct on. It's like, sometimes people like dumb shit.
Or just authenticity. I just did it backwards, right? I just said the saying backwards. And then it's like, whatever.
Right, exactly.
And other people be like,
it's like, they know what I meant.
Yeah, get over it.
Right,
And
exactly.
if you don't...
Right. Well, and that's the other thing about going live, where everybody, or not everybody, but most, they freak out when the red light goes on. And they
I didn't even see there's the red light.
Well, technically that's because we're recording.
Oh, okay.
The live is actually over there where it says on air.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, whatever.
Cool.
Yeah. See, exactly. You weren't fazed by it at all.
No.
There you go. But the idea that you can actually do your best, but be detached from it. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, everybody's opinion holds weight. It doesn't get a vote. It's like, they can like it, love it, or whatever. And sometimes, like crews would often be like, hey, they want to do this, this, and this. And I'm like, okay, we all like different things.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. At the end of the day, they're right.
Oh, sure. No, that's... Yes. We don't have to sit there and validate that sometimes what people want us to do are the things they're saying. But is that going to move the needle in this world? And is that going to get you to your goals? And that doesn't mean like... to hell with everyone else. It just means...
It means do the best you can given the situation and then let it go.
Well, why does everybody say it's not what happens to you, it's how you react to it is actually where the success is?
Oh, look at that. We can go like, you're responsible for the effort, not the outcome.
Oh, gosh. We could keep going on this, couldn't we?
We're going to have a cliche corner where we just carpet
fortune cookie moments.
Yes. I like that better.
Yeah, it'd be great. We just start opening them.
That would be awesome. Okay. Wholesale fortune cookies are next on my Amazon list.
Yeah, I love that. So you'll figure that out. But no, I mean, I think, and I was saying this on the way here, it's hard. And when we say, again, unemployable is because the outcomes that sometimes people attach to tasks, whether you're in major employment, corporate employment, or whatever else, aren't always in agreement with the results. And so sometimes it's like, no, that's not how we do things here.
Right.
Or
it's like there's this busy work thing that, it's like, okay, you just need to justify your existence and your paycheck. And you're not really, like you said, you're not moving the needle at all.
No, it's like even in school, and I think I've said this before, when you take a test, specifically math, and I'm like, oh, that's the answer, and I write the answer down, and then you turn your test in. Show your work. Why? I just showed you I know how to solve the problem in my head. Why do I need to show you my work product? That was always it. Show me your work product. Why? I gave you the result you asked for, right? And faster.
That is the absolute definition of unemployable, where it's like, when you say why, and then of course I was raised in the world of because I said so.
Ugh.
Right. And it's that just absolutely is the blueprint for, like some would say, anti-authority, but it's one of those things where if you get the result, why does it matter?
Agreed.
Checking the list. So now the disrupt her thing. So let's go back there. Yeah, let's go back to that because this is sort of like you in a nutshell, just as far as like you've disrupted quite a bit here lately. And
continue.
Yes, but but it also works.
It does.
So like the merger, it was like, oh my God, 15 years ago, whenever I first came out of the ivory tower of the corporate world into the local, my first thing was like, Jesus, why are there like 17 organizations that are essentially at war with each other at all times? Because I came from the world of city where it's like, okay, you work on their portfolio. They tell you what to do. Then I came to a local bank and they were like, go get some business. What the hell are you doing sitting here?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, that's a thing. Then I got into the real estate world and it's like, wait a minute. Wait, there's Arlington, then there's Glar, then there's what? And then what? And then it's like, how is there not just one? And then...
Oh, you silly fool.
Right? Silly goose. That would be far too efficient and beneficial for the masses. But that was my first thing was like, oh, okay, well then I'm just going to focus on the big one. So I ended up going to Metrotex.
Of course.
And I did CCR because would be technically a home game for me as far as like where I live. But the idea of that merger ever happening was like pixie dust. Like, oh yeah.
I think, the funny part is that when you get to the root of why people don't want certain things to happen, and then you go, okay, I might not agree with it because I'm not wired that way, but I can understand the human nature.
Absolutely.
And so then you got to sit there and say, what do you have to do to chip away to some of those
case by case artificial
notions? And I think, you know what it was? We built relationships.
Bingo.
We built relationships, and it got to the point where we realized we were friends, not foe. And that doesn't mean you do everything the same way. It just means that we were better together.
Which would make a great tagline, by the way.
It was actually stronger together. And then we go, and I was like, all of it was just, had to put people in their feelings for a minute, Rick. But no, it's still nothing's ever going to be perfect. But all I know is that the more people that we can empower and encourage, and with our resources assist. And so that, going back to the disruptor aspect of it,
dovetail.
Yeah, dovetailing into that. It's a women's conference that I get to do with my amazing partner in crime, Michelle Ozimi.
Who's usually in this chair.
She is usually in that chair.
She'll be in this chair next week, I think.
Maybe. We'll see. And then Teresa Flood, who's absolutely amazing, and another one of your Charlie's Angels.
Yes.
Dude.
Isn't that cute? Yes, that's awesome.
Yeah. So, I think coming in there, and all of us coming from a very different place, but also having, I don't know, we have this desire to make people uncomfortable. It's very much the same but different. It's the same but different. Yeah, it is the same but different, right? But I think that's what's great about it.
Absolutely.
So it's going to be one of those things where it's not like we're going to make you walk over coals and do all this other stuff, but it's time to really get uncomfortable and figure out what the frick you want to do with your life, because there's a reason why we have an epidemic of children that are detached from their parents, right? And then adult children that are detached from their parents, and turning around in this unfulfillment and people trying to find a way, because if you're not passionate about something, if you're not finding fulfillment in it, you're going to be led astray. And we're seeing that right now in the real estate community, because obviously it's a weird market. It's very soft, and downright abusive, and the same tactics that worked before are not working now. Yeah, that's not what's getting you to where you need to go. And so people are struggling. And that's when you need, I would say, lobotomy. Other people would say a recalibration. But you need, abandon it. It's okay to just say, this is not serving me anymore. Pivot.
Pivot.
And then turning around and figuring out. And that's why 3 different mouthpieces that are probably going to be saying a similar message. Each one of us are going to resonate with somebody different. And if you can walk out of there, and there's no new concepts. That's the other thing too. It's like, you're not going to go to a conference or seminar or a class and learn something that you couldn't have learned on, AI or doing something else. But it's the messenger that finally gets it to click into your brain. And I'm really excited to bring that to people. So hopefully we can catapult them into 2026.
Yes.
With, if nothing else, to sit there and say, I am no longer tolerating less than I deserve. Period.
Okay, that's like solid gold.
Yeah.
So that brings us to the reason why, like I said, my targeted altruism with bringing you in is, first off, we get to
do this.
Yeah, we just get to ass around like this. Because originally on the Winning Women show, it was the 3 of us.
Yes, it was.
And then, we would get guests, and it was like, I'm just there as like the sort of comic relief, or like I'm just the dumbass.
The rodeo clown.
Yeah, I'm the dumbass guy on the end of the table.
Yeah.
But then it got to where y'all had some like really serious topics, and I was like, okay. And I was like, I'm going to back away from the table because y'all don't need my ridiculousness.
Did it make you a little uncomfortable, Rick?
Well, that, and it's like, oh my God, I have jack shit to add to this.
Yeah.
It's like all I would do is subtract, and there's nothing funny about this.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then it's like I had to step back, and then it's like, okay, well, I'll just promote it then. It was like, okay, then there was just the 2 of y'all. And then that sort of ended up distilling down into like what makes it work.
Yes.
And which was needed. But I missed the sort of thing where, and it's a God love Michelle, because like she'd have been trapped. And if anybody ever saw our conversations after the live, where Michelle's just like, get me away from these crazy people.
I feel like I've had a good disrupt her,
very much so.
On her. So,
yes, very much so. And she's given you at least like 1.75% more structure.
Oh, she's grounded me. It's very difficult, but she's grounded me.
Yes. And so I wanted to kind of do this where we're kind of like hell with the lid off, where it's just like, let's go.
Oh gosh. I know.
But more importantly, so like now that I've seen you MC, I don't know, 10,000 different things, and however many hundreds of hours like of this that's been done. And the fact that, we did the different events with you and Michelle, then you and Michelle and Teresa, and then now you have like an official one, and with Lacey and Courtney too. So this is right. So this is like some ass kicking women like I'm excited to do that. And we also perfected the documentation of the event and the podcast set. So we got a bunch of gimmicks to bring out too.
Oh, we love a good gimmick, don't we, Rick?
So I'll show you the new gimmicks, the new set over here.
Okay, I love it.
Yeah, so the furniture's totally different.
Okay, I did see that. I walked in and I saw the boxes.
Yes. And so we recreated a little bit of the RP vibe that we had at the convention. That's another thing where like watching you, I can remember, because I've been with Jordan since 2019 on that. And then whenever he said, oh, hey, we're going to make Ashley the agent liaison, I'm like, whoa, all right. Cha-ching. As far as like just the legitimacy, that got ratcheted up.
Sure.
And then watching you in that realm interact in a slightly different way. It's not necessarily a leadership role because like it's more of like a peer community.
And it's such a weird community a peer community. Like
howdy.
Yeah, the real estate environment in general, it's like you get your license and then they pop you out into a brokerage, and it's almost like it's like cage matching, right?
Oh yes, absolutely.
Like you sit there and it's like, oh no, we don't play nice with these guys. We hate those people. And then you start realizing, wow, the more collaboration, that's why they do call it cooperating.
Yes, and it's like, wait a minute. There's another agent on the other side of every transaction.
They're absolutely, I know, absolutely. And so you sit there and you go, wait a second, I could get more traction by developing these relationships and doing that. And I think that was what really encouraged me to want to jump into that role. And it wasn't about a financial role. It was, I saw it as a social currency that I couldn't get elsewhere, right? But
Same.
it was authentic, completely authentic and genuine. It was just like, man, what can I do for me and what I want to do for my goals by also pouring into this community?
And that's the thing that most people get stuck with, and like kudos to you for just saying it. Where it's like,
it can be self-serving.
Right. That's why I say targeted altruism is how we prefer to.
If anybody's going to sit there and say that you're not doing something.
We're not Mother Teresa.
No. I mean,
and Mother Teresa wasn't Mother Teresa.
No, but you know what I always say? This is not a not-for-profit.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, it's not a charity.
I have to take care of my family. I have to be able to do things so then I can pour into you and not look at you as a paycheck.
Right.
I still need to make revenue from the things that I do.
Right.
And generate that. But because I have responsibilities, shocker. So, but that's when we turn around. It wouldn't have penetrated and it wouldn't have worked if people didn't think it was real.
Exactly.
And so here we are.
And you have the situation there where you are now, part of you're one of the faces of the RP world. And that was always an interesting universe for me because it's a binary. You either make the cut or you don't. And so everybody
I didn't always make the cut.
Well, but what I'm saying is, yes, and therein lies part of the personality clash that you would have with folks, where it was like, but I had 6 deals, that weren't on MLS. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we go by MLS.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, but once you've made the cut, and now you're interfacing with all of them.
Right.
It's that whole thing of like, wow, there's a lot of big fish in here. And then is it a cage match? Is it and there's some of that, because human nature is what it is. But overall, it's the rising tide lifts all boats.
Sure.
And that's a real tough thing for folks to because I used to walk into, like, when I was a lender, oh my God, I would walk into a room and be like, there's like 4 mortgage guys in here. I'm leaving. Right? Yeah. And it was counterintuitive to be like, oh, come and be cool
with your competitors.
Yeah. It's like, man, that was not how I was raised,
I know, same. I mean,
it was a cage match.
All for one.
Yeah, if nothing else, it was a cage match in my head, and then
that could be problematic, right?
Yeah. Oh, bro. But now, okay, so we got all this cool stuff going on, and so I'm like, let's add more. However, let's get you more visibility. Not where you're, signing leases or doing all the other shit that feeds the bulldog, but isn't necessarily fun. And also is, for a very narrow bandwidth of folks, it's probably energizing. I don't know any of them, but
I would say this. There are still moments where I get super jazzed that I had a huge impact in somebody's life one way or another. And so I don't want to discount the fact that it's still I'm privileged to be in those moments, but that is the micro, not the macro of it all.
Well, and you don't ever, I personally don't want to do the same thing forever.
No, we get bored.
Yes, and that's the thing, and hence unemployable. Because you go to I always say you go to a place, you do a thing, and they give you a check. Mm-hmm. And then that's the sum total of all those variables are going to be different. But
that's why they call them golden handcuffs.
Yes. And and so now I've been off the map for so long that any kind of stability would be what is this crazy shit?
I have not had a paycheck in 20 years.
I have not since 2014, I think was my last one. 2013 maybe.
Yeah.
2014. And then I'll freely admit there's a lot of it where I'm robbing Peter to pay Paul, but it's only because I want to see how far in the game can I go. And a lot of that has to do with...
You're not an entrepreneur if you haven't done that.
Bro. That's what I say. It's if you're looking for security or safety or anything like that, you're in the wrong, you're in the wrong neck of the woods.
Well, and the minute you can turn around and say, I'm not going to worry about spending money, I'm going to worry about making more money, and that truly is a paradigm shift, I'm like, that's where it all goes.
Well, and we've talked about this privately a million times, where it's I don't know, I just go do stuff that seems like...
some of it works out, some of it doesn't.
Yeah, but it's there's this element where, and I don't know why either of us would have the North Star or the compass, where it's if you'd have told me, here's a perfect example. So I've been working with Jordan for 6 years.
Sure.
And then we do the thing at the convention. Well, then yesterday or the day before, Jordan puts me in a text loop with the guy who actually owns the entire publishing company. And then he's coming to Dallas next month for a leadership summit or something. And then now we're going to go and do a day long, we're going to recreate the gimmick that we did on the concourse, which, by the way, was not a gimmick until we got there. Because it was Remington. So the creator of RP had, again, that is such a zigzag. It's a spaghetti wad of trying to get a straight line out of that. But it's oh, wow. Okay, now we're going to actually have a legitimate day rate and all that. But it's most people will be why did you do stuff with no immediate benefit? For so long. And it's I don't know. It just seemed like a cool thing to do, or it seemed like fun. Or what did you say a minute ago? I just wanted to be in that room. I just wanted to be.
I knew there was a currency attached to the influence and being around those people, and that again is not on somebody's back. It's just a matter of, hey, I want to be in the room with really smart people, and ultimately, if we can garner relationships and do that, and that's to your point. That's what I was going to say. If somebody gave you your own playbook, said, Rick, this is your playbook of the last 10 years, would you actually do it again? Would you sit there and say, or would you go, you are insane and need to be committed?
Not. Right. And it's a lot of times I'll look and a couple of things will line up or whatever. And right now today we have another deal going through the legal department at Capital Title about a thing. Because half the time, one of the benefits of doing all these things over a protracted period of time is that I'm not sure what I'm doing, but I know nobody else has ever done it.
Yeah.
And so right now, this pay at close thing where it's okay, what are the P53 ramifications? Mm-hmm. Well, it's okay, well, I don't have 10 grand to pay lawyers to figure that out. But I got relationships where their legal people will.
Yeah.
And we're this, it's okay, ooh, we made it past the first two, we're at the final boss.
But you know what? Here's the other part of that is, even if you don't, and I'm not going to say you're not going to, but even if you don't get the final stamp of approval, you went pretty freaking far.
Oh my God, yes.
And that means the next time you're going to go farther, or it's going to go to the finish line. And I think that's everybody quits before they are successful.
That's
you know, and you're right there, and you just go, oh, well, it didn't work. And I'm like, gosh, if we said that every single time that something failed, we'd be bagging groceries.
Yeah,
or doing
wouldn't be here.
Else.
Yeah, we'd be working for somebody else.
We'd be
employed.
We'd be employed. Ugh. And then unemployed, and then employed,
yes.
and then unemployed.
Oh my God. Yes.
Yeah. So that would be really fun.
And so now the mission of this, again, back to my targeted altruism, and just wanting to hang out and kind of goof around, is to see if we can take you to the next level of consultant, speaker, MC, et cetera, et cetera.
Yes.
And so one of the things, and so there's this thing called AI. You may have heard of it. So I started asking. So I had to look you up, and it's like, tell me about Ashley Gentry of Plano, Texas. And so it gave me like all the.
And I asked you, I was like, ooh, should we read it out loud first? Should we proofread? No, let's go.
Yeah. Well, and so like anyhow, so the crux of what I was doing was trying to get to where we could achieve that objective without adding yet another thing to your plate other than showing up on Thursday morning.
Of course.
And you're live and local, so it's like
8 minutes away.
Yes. And you get here in 17. It's perfect.
Well, sometimes I have to I'm in full disclosure. I will have because I am of like Nordic descent, so I have white eyebrows and white eyelashes, and so I often carry my mascara and my eyebrow pencil. Well, it'll be in my purse because I'm like, oh, I need to touch it up later, do something else. So then when I'm getting dressed, I'm like, oh crap, I can't do that. So then when I park and I finally get here, then I have to do that because it'd be really scary if I didn't do that.
So okay, I'm off the hook with that.
So you know now.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
One of the trade secrets: do your makeup in the car, or just
guys have it. Guys have it so easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all right.
Okay. So what we did come up with our final gimmick here for the day.
Okay.
We won't necessarily go, partly because I don't want to put my readers on. So.
Do you need me to read them for you? It's fine. Okay.
See, that's one thing. Like age gets us. Father Time is undefeated.
Okay. I'm good. I still got 2020.
So technically, you got 3 shows.
Okay.
And we're going to look at that into a visibility engine. Look at how clever.
Oh, an engine.
Yeah, how clever is that?
AI.
Stop creating more content. Start amplifying what you already have. Ashley Gentry, strategic approach. Look, I'm the guy doing a presentation, reading the slides.
I love it.
Who doesn't love that guy? The challenge every leader faces. Record once, publish anywhere. That's exactly what we're doing.
Right.
So the idea is we'll start we'll steer the bus back into the idea of what you're doing. Real talk, winning women's, and then unemployable.
Oh, I forgot about Real Talk for a second. The one I have actually been doing for 5 years.
Yes. Yeah. And so there we'll go back through, and that is something we can use AI on to actually extract stuff that would be
awesome
into this realm.
Sure.
And then let's see what else we got. The repurposing. So we already have it to a certain degree where we'll do another Instagram for this because it's like, dude, I made an Instagram separately for me and Wayne.
Yeah.
Partly because Wayne's been on tour for last month and had dinner with John Maxwell last night.
I saw that.
Right?
Wayne.
I'm like, okay, well, all right, now I don't feel so bad. It's like, okay, that's a pretty good reason.
He ditched you for John Maxwell. Okay, he was probably fangirling a little bit.
Fair enough.
Yes.
But here we're going to. It won't necessarily be automated distribution. It'll be automated via humans, virtual assistants. And so we've already got everybody, Karine and everybody.
Yep.
So I've her extended family working for us.
Wonderful.
Yes. That'll give us exponential reach, and then we'll really start dialing in on, and then here we can actually touch, and I like telling people how the sausage is made while we're doing it.
Yeah.
So then when they see the final product later, they actually have a better idea of, it's not like you just turn the camera on, point it, and you're good.
No, there isn't, going back to a playbook, or there is a way to get it done, which, again, you're not just doing this because you love me, even though you do. This is something where I'm proof of concept.
Yes.
Right?
This is absolutely, yes.
Proof of concept. I am good with being a proof of concept, okay?
Well, and I jokingly would say to Wayne, where it's like, the secret to getting coaching from quality sources at all times is build a studio, have a show.
Yes.
And then you invite them in.
I know, that's where it's like I get coaching from Michelle every other week, and it's amazing.
Exactly. And so my original thing too there was I bring her. So then I was getting the double whammy. I was getting the yin and the yang. I was getting I love it. Then I stepped back from the women. So now this gives me the opportunity to do the proof of concept. And so Tanner and I do something similar where it's whatever harebrained ideas we have for the studio, we get to throw it out there, and we kind of just end up recapping what we were doing.
Sure.
But what came out of the last 3 weeks, and now we'll be doing in November, was shit that wasn't even on my radar.
Never is.
In August.
Yeah.
It's okay, intellectually or in the abstract, I would have oh yeah, that's totally doable. But now having done it several times, and it's and it gives us just a boatload of content.
I love that.
Then can be delivered.
Sure.
So then we're going to repurpose everything. Your content arsenal.
An arsenal.
Oh man,
sounds
we got
very
an
aggressive.
We're in the right place. So we're doing all of that.
Yeah.
And then time protected. So now this is the thing where it was like, given your penchant for tardiness, I was going to bake that in.
I appreciate that.
Well, hey, it's like, okay, my second ex-wife used to like, it'd be like, take the trash out and put it on the thing, like with the intent of taking it out.
Right.
Well, then the dog gets in the trash, and then she's mad at the dog, and it's like, could we maybe try to change up and not be mad at the dog for being a dog?
Yeah.
It's like you put like.
So I'm a dog.
No, but it's
I'm fine with it.
No,
I've been called worse.
But it's like the idea of you have a certain set of.
You know what I'm going to do.
Right. And there's the benefit, like Ashley brings benefit A to the party. And as a byproduct of being en route to do that, it's like you've got certain idiosyncrasies. And now you've never actually been late for something where it was, and I don't want to say this is like, oh, it's really important, which minimizes everybody else.
No, but, and I think that's the hard part, because you never want somebody to feel, like their time isn't as valuable as somebody else's time.
Right.
And I think I need to do better about that with here. But what ends up happening is I want to get out of my house for the day.
Yes.
And so when I'm flying here or whatever else, I'll forget something and don't take care of myself. And then I'm 10 minutes late. I
would bet my own money that like once the homeschooling and the daughter and everything is beyond the realm of, because I can't imagine her being 15 or 16 and being like, hey, let's watch TikToks, or maybe, I don't know. I don't have kids, so how would I know?
You never know, Rick.
Right. But at 15, I wasn't that kid. I imagine it'll change. But I'm also learning to deal with, so Austin is the king of the tardy millennials.
Okay.
And so one of the things there is like, I told him, I'm just going to bust your balls from now until hell freezes over. It's like, I'm not going to yell. I'm not going to freak out. But
Michelle does that to me.
Well, there you go.
I know, but I need to do better by her.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, yes. In the macro. Yes, of course.
Yeah.
But like this is my, it's not even tough love. This would be just sort of my like psychological bent towards that sort of thing. It's like, well, he hadn't been late since I ripped on him.
Yeah.
And like there, I always throw it back and be like, okay, so if you were me and you had a 32 or whatever, sorry, Austin, that didn't show up, what would you tell him? Like, what would you say? And it's like, that's like there, it gives this vapor lock and people freak out. And then it's like, okay, well then we're closer to solving the problem.
And guess what? And if you were employed, HR would tell you, no, Rick, you can't say that.
Right, exactly. And there'd be a paper trail that I would have to do.
I know. Hence why we will be perpetually unemployable until we die.
Yes. So, but here, I'm baking that in.
Okay.
So then you're only committed to a couple of hours a week.
Okay.
And then we're going to do the speaking pipeline and invitation magnets. So we could theoretically bring people in.
Yep.
But we'll also start creating like a visual resume. And to that, one of the big things is I cannot wait for Disrupt Her on December 1st, because the thing that we learned to do at the KW, ironically, it was or coincidentally, it was an AI conference, and it was an all day long thing.
Love that.
And so then we probably recorded 12 hours of footage, and I scrubbed all of it with AI. And so I took what I learned at the thing, used it on the thing, and then made another thing.
It's not hard.
Right. And so now it actually gets pretty involved when you have like a terabyte of footage and data. But we'll do that with Disrupt Her.
Okay.
And so then the idea here is we're kind of building the plane in midair as per usual. But
duct tape?
Yes.
Okay.
Baling wire, chicken wire.
Love it.
Yes. String, a couple pieces of gum. It'll be fine. But we're going to start building the presentation and the proof of concept to actually have a nice, polished, finished product that hitting all the different things, where the MC, you're the presenter, you're the consultant, all of that. So that's
I love that.
That's the goal.
Oh, I'm here for the goal, man. But I will also tell you, again, if we didn't do stuff like this, you wouldn't be working on this goal with me.
We certainly would not.
Which could exponentially help my life and my family and give me more purpose and fulfillment. And in turn, I can be the proof of concept to show that you can do this for other people.
I charge people money for this.
Yeah.
How about them apples?
Lots of money.
Yes.
Let's do it.
I love it. So there you go. First one in the can.
Highly unemployable.
Big time. Who's blowing me up?